if he goes outside, you know?
I mean, like, if his foot touches, but I pick him up, we're good.
Let's just continue to do our best to
keep him in. Okay.
And hopefully we won't have to cross that bridge.
Ever. Because he will live for many, many years. And when I go off to college and I'm like, hey, can I have Bo? She'll be like, no, he's my cat. I'm like, no, pretty sure he's mine. Like, he's signed under my name.
Well, we got a long time.
We do. We really do.
Before you go.
But I don't want to, right, but I also don't want to take him away from his home. This is his home. He really loves this place.
I think so.
And even though he acts like he's never fed because he
is always hungry. In the morning,
he's greedy.
In the mornings, he always
wakes us up,
meowing around, and
then when you feed him, when you try to pour his food, he sticks his head there. It's like, you're only gonna get as much as you allow me to get. Hello? And so I always have to like put my hand over it, like, nope, let me pour the amount that you need to eat to survive.
And like, if our doors were handles instead of knobs, he would open the door. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the way he's always, you know, on it.
Yeah, he can jump, he can. But he knows how to open doors. Some doors.
Look at the vessels. Look at the vessels, honey. I'm trying to get...
I have an idea for a video, though.
What you got?
Things I wish I knew before I got a cat.
Yeah. What do you... Oh, I guess it's a separate video, right? I got you.
But just, what's one thing you wish you knew? Or had thought of?
That as a cat owner, you... like, I saw a meme, and again, if you're a cat owner out there, you can understand, right? Like, you don't... Oh, no! I think I did okay. You like, you don't... The cat doesn't sleep with you.
You sleep with the cat.
Yeah, he allows you to sleep with him. You know, so like it insinuates,
the whole catitude is real.
Like it insinuates that the cat is the owner, and that
like he can hate you or he can love you,
and that is so true. And I guess that's something that I wish I would have known more about prior to getting the cat, because really we got a cat, like she said.
I was being very stalkerish on him and his playmates when he was in the shelter.
Yeah, we rescued him, right? I guess that's what.
I guess you could say we rescued him, yeah.
And she was definitely watching. You know,
I'm so sorry. Stalkerish. I was like, and my entire family was telling me just be prepared. It's kind of far away from home to go pick him up. Just be prepared to like look other places. And I was like, I know, I have seen it, I have foreseen, I know it, that my cat, my future animal, my soulmate, my Bo, is waiting for me at that shelter.
That's what you knew? And I mean, she was just very persistent about wanting a pet.
For years.
And like I said, I didn't feel like we were
at the right place for a dog. And now looking back on it, now having Bo for a while, I understand that and I realize that. I think it was really the fantasy. Because I know that when I'm an adult, I'm going to have 4 dogs, 3 cats, and so on. You don't need to hear the list. But I just loved the idea of it. And so I...
Oh, must have fell out the shell.
Wow. But I love the idea of it, and I just wanted to, have that. That's our CPI. I just wanted one so bad.
Yeah.
And I was
I
was ready to compromise. I love big dogs. I love my favorite dog that I've ever had, technically not mine, my uncle's, but I consider her mine. Her name was Callie. She passed away sometime in 2019, like July, June, one of those days. Right before my Italy trip that I went to with my grandparents. And, but she was just an amazing dog altogether. Like, she was a Presa Canario. They're like from Spain. They're pretty much like Mastiffs. You can look them up. They're gorgeous. And also a Dogo Argentino mix. And so she was huge, but just had the sweetest heart. And I was like, I always had pretty big, medium to big dogs, but I was willing to compromise and be like, okay, we can get a small dog, we can get a Havanese, and I just tried to find the solution for everything, but there was no solution for our lifestyle, and that was not going to change. It's not like you could have teleworked, it's not.
Right, and so then when the pandemic hit and we were, quarantined and we were home, even my
we were lonely, we were ready to fight each other.
I didn't say that.
No. You were just tired of me.
No, absolutely not. But, my mom was like, because again, Faith went to pushing and just being very persistent about getting a dog and yada, yada, yada. And my mom was like, Erica, you could just do it when y'all are home. And I'm just thinking of all the, I wouldn't say negative things, but like the challenging things, right? Like having to get up in the mornings and walk the dog and, even though we were home with a dog, but the whole potty training and house training or whatever you want to say with the dog like that, I wasn't really looking forward to that or really wanting to do that.
Right.
Have no experience with that.
And I think you were, like, somehow, some way, this is going to rely on me. I don't want my daughter to have to make sacrifices because of this decision, because of this dog. Because I would have had, like, you'd have been like, we're taking care of it. And I know you didn't want it to rely on you, and every time I just told myself from the beginning, I was like, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And I know that, like, I can definitely do it. Like, I could do it if I wanted to. I'm determined enough to do it, but I do understand now that, like,
how much of a challenge it would have been?
Right, how I just, because I'm emotional, and with my anxiety and my stress, I would have been very, like I don't want to fail and prove that I'm wrong and say that I can't do this because that's never what I wanted. I want to go to Harvard or Amherst or, like, those are things I want to do. And so it's like, I want to tell myself I can do this and prove that I can do this because being a failure just isn't an option. But I'm glad I never had to deal with that looking back on it, because I really would have had trouble dealing with school and having really good grades and working with this dog and making sure that my responsibilities weren't left for my mom, which, weren't left for my mom to take care of. Because I went and had a life, or went to go play with my friends, or went to go have long sleepovers, or just do things that, at that point, it's like it has to be a commitment between the both of us, because I'm not on my own and whatever.
And, she's here sometimes, and sometimes she's with her dad.
Nowadays, I'm doing, like, part-time.
So, that makes a big difference, like she said, knowing that it would be a lot on me to take care of said dog. And so,
when we got Bo.
Well, I can't even remember how we kind of went from dog to cat.
Okay, so I was always very fond and knew I was like, okay, at some point in my life, I have to adopt. I just, I can't go and, from a shelter, I can't go to a breeder that I have to spend thousands of dollars to get this top breed dog when there are dogs that need my help that are perfectly sweet and amazing. Because I have seen that firsthand, the beautiful dogs that are, or dogs, cats, whatever, that are in shelters. And me and my grandma would go to the Orange County Animal Shelter, and we would just, act like we were we're thinking about getting a dog. You know, like very, just because sometimes we just wanted to
go in and...
Right, we were like, we're bored. What are we going to do? We're going to go pretend like we're going to go get a dog and waste people's time. And I had done that for years, and there was this one cat, I wanted to name him Frederick Douglass. I was like, I'm prepared. And so we just done that, and we go see the dogs, and they make me so happy. Mm-hmm. And so I knew I wanted to adopt from a shelter, and they had this camera inside like this kitten room where these kittens stay. Not all of them, but just like a handful of them, maybe the ones that were from the same litter. I'm not exactly sure if Bo and his playmates were from the same litter, but whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just had gone on the Orange County Animal Shelter that day, because I just do that, like look it up, you know. And I saw them, and they were sleeping and playing, and before I knew it, I just was bringing my computer around wherever I went, or was always watching them, watching their schedule, seeing how they ate and what people did, just like, and I became attached to these kittens over the screen, but they weren't ready for adoption. So 3 weeks passes of me being a stalker of these kittens, and I was like fantasizing, you know. I was like, oh my gosh, we could have one, and I just started getting these feelings like my cat is there. And so I was like preparing. I was writing down a long message for my mom, like, I can do this. A cat is so much easier. We are definitely more cat people than we are dog people together, you know. Mm-hmm. And you know, our household is better for a cat. And just like this long thing, like what we would do, what we have to buy, price, mm-hmm. like everything, planned mm-hmm. it out. Mm-hmm. And I think the real turning point was because it was kitten seasons. There were lots of kittens. Mm-hmm. If you're thinking about getting a kitten, go to a shelter, because especially like during May to, you know, those like summer, like late spring, summer months, because that's when all the mothers are giving birth, and there are all these kittens that need to be adopted. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to move them out quick. And so when we called, they were like, honestly, you can tell us a price and you'll get your cat. They'll be healthy, they'll have their first round of shots, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Whatever price, we just need to get these kittens out of here because we don't have enough space.
Right.
For all of them.
Right. I mean, essentially, you know, Faith, she really did, you know, you really did your research.
Oh, yeah.
And she convinced me, like, you know, and, you know, as hard as I might come off sometimes or whatever, yeah. Like, at the end of the day, you know, Faith is really my number one priority, you know, and want to do things to, you know, make her happy or keep her happy, and knowing that we were in the pandemic and, you know, we had lost out on so much. She, you know, lost out on the end of her 5th grade year and seeing her friends.
Field trip.
Yeah, like, it was just like, you know, for everybody, right? But, you know, just trying to do something to hopefully lift her spirits, keep her spirits up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she's a really good girl, and she does her work, and she's very responsible and, you know, very mature. Yeah. So, I gave in. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay. And we agreed. Call. Yeah, we called, and we
scheduled like a virtual meeting.
A virtual meeting or whatever. And initially I had thought of another cat. Right?
Right. This gray cat, her name was...
I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. But
doesn't really matter.
I think where you had wanted Bo.
I wanted Bo. So pretty much the first two I've gotten adopted, Twyla, the other one. Yeah. And I hope they're having a really great life. But they had gotten adopted. They had adoptions pending. And so there were only these 2 cats left, and when we did this call, the woman was like, yeah, Bo, his name was David at the time, he was like, yeah, this one, he's super duper sweet, and he's always on his back, and he's just like really, really sweet, and I was like, right. Oh my God.
And the girl cat that was there, the female cat,
I think
she was very standoffish. I liked her. I thought she was cute.
Well, I think the picture that they had of her, she was very like kind of in a corner, and they had it closed up into her face, so you could have thought, oh, she looks really cute, when I kind of saw it as scared, whereas Bo was like, and she was like, and my mom was like, I guess he's cute. But then when we did the call, he was super duper relaxed and just doing a lot better, whereas the other cat was hissing and wrong saying, but yes, and
well, she just didn't really care to be bothered and didn't really want the
right when I
caretaker to touch her.
When I was
anything
looking
like
for like this bonding cat, my person,
yeah,
in a cat.
And I mean, now granted, Bo he is a very sweet cat. He can be very affectionate, but he can be very standoffish sometimes as well. And
he's like, I don't want you to pet me.
Like he's not. I would not say that he's a lap cat. He's not. He doesn't like.
Unless we're sleeping, and he's like, it's time to relax.
Yeah, he likes.
He doesn't want to sit on your lap.
No.
He will not sit on your shoulder. He will not let you hold him like a baby forever.
Yeah.
He's gotten better. I had to work with that.
Yeah, but like he'll come and just kind of like if you're just sitting down,
he's very
you're watching TV, then maybe
he'll sit down after
he'll
watch.
Yeah, he'll come and sit down beside you and cuddle, or I wouldn't even necessarily say cuddle, but like he'll get between your legs.
Right. And nowadays, actually no. That's what I wanted to say. But I was aware that because they were born during COVID, that there were no visitors coming.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason of them being in the kitten room pretty much was for them to get socialized.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have the opportunity. The people there were cleaning all the time and making sure everything was really nice for them.
So he was used to people.
Right. So he was very skittish, and, you know, if we walked towards him too fast, he'd run away. If he, you know, he just was very, so we had to take things slow, and I knew that I wanted to be able to hold him at least some to where if I need to grab him really quickly, I can. If I want to hug my cat, I can. And it took a while, but he's doing much better.
So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how we adopted a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure, you know, we'll definitely...
We'll show him at the end of the video when we clean up and stuff. But.
Yeah. But right now, you know, we got something that would be very tempting for him. You know, he probably...
It's not like he hasn't taken nibbles.
Yeah, he'll be all over this.
He licks... He wants to lick our plates after we finish eating. He's like, can I?
Like, you are not a dog. Like, get away. So, but yeah, like, I'm not about that. Having him all on the table, what we're trying to eat and everything. But, yeah, we'll definitely show him. I mean, you know.
He's gonna look at me like, you locked me in a room for 45 minutes? For an hour? I gotta pee. I gotta
Yeah. So, we're gonna...
I think we're gonna stop and
pause and clean up,
and then you'll see us in a few minutes.
And you get to see Bo before we end the video.
I thought about him being on our merch. But yes, see you guys in a few minutes. Hi. So this is Bo. Obviously, you can tell he's very uncomfortable and upset with me right now. He's like, I hate you.
Look at he looks. Look at him.
Feed me.
He's not very happy right now.
He's ready to punch me in the face, which is reasonable.
So we're all cleaned up. There he goes.
This is our daily life with him.
So anyway, thank you for joining us. Again, we want you to like and subscribe.
And turn on that post notification bell.
And we will catch y'all next time on
Team
Mommy
and
Faith. Woo!